In 2008, while the U.S. economy plunged into recession, Walmart's revenue surged by 7.2%. Now, history seems to be repeating itself as Walmart reports a 4.2% revenue increase amidst growing economic uncertainty. But what does this paradoxical growth really reveal about the health of our economy? As higher-income shoppers abandon premium retailers like Whole Foods for Walmart's aisles and deep discounts continue to rise, we're witnessing a seismic shift in consumer behavior reminiscent of the Great Depression, potentially signaling deeper financial struggles ahead. Stay tuned as we dive into what Walmart's latest financial report means for the future of the U.S. economy. This video analyzes the alarming parallels between Walmart's current success and historical patterns of economic downturns, offering a data-driven exploration of why this discount giant's prosperity may signal impending financial catastrophe for millions of Americans. Walmart's unexpected prosperity, an economic warning sign. Historically, Walmart has functioned as an economic barometer, its performance often inversely correlated with overall economic health. During the 2007-2008 financial crisis, while many retailers experienced significant declines, Walmart's revenue grew consistently year after year. This pattern suggests that as economic conditions deteriorate, consumers increasingly turn to discount retailers to stretch their budgets further. The counterintuitive nature of Walmart's success during periods of economic hardship becomes apparent when we examine the underlying factors driving this growth. As inflation rates outpace wage growth and the cost of living continues to rise, consumers across various income brackets are forced to reassess their spending habits. This phenomenon, known as trading down, sees shoppers abandoning higher-end retailers in favor of more affordable options like Walmart. An analysis of Walmart's grocery sales percentage provides further insight into this economic shift. Groceries now account for a significant portion of Walmart's revenue, reflecting the growing reliance of consumers on the retail giant for essential items. This trend is particularly alarming when we consider that grocery prices have surged by 30% over the past 3 years, far outpacing wage growth for many Americans. The changing demographics of Walmart's customer base offer additional evidence of broader economic distress. Recent data indicates a notable influx of higher-income shoppers who previously frequented premium retailers like Whole Foods. This shift in consumer behavior across income brackets underscores the pervasive nature of financial strain in the current economic climate. Walmart's ability to maintain low prices, even as inflation drives up costs across the board, is attributed to its vast supply chain and significant pricing power over suppliers. While this strategy benefits consumers in the short term, it poses long-term challenges for smaller businesses and local economies. The consolidation of retail power in the hands of giants like Walmart often leads to a decline in local retail diversity and potentially lower wages in affected communities. The success of discount retailers during economic downturns is not unique to Walmart. Historical data reveals similar patterns across the industry, with discount chains often experiencing growth while other sectors struggle. This trend serves as a reliable indicator of economic distress, as it reflects a widespread shift in consumer priorities towards essential goods and cost-saving measures. Please take 2 seconds to help me out and hit the like and subscribe if you find this video interesting so far. Each like and subscribe helps support this channel and keeps us motivated to keep making you great content. Thank you. Now, back to what I was saying. The grocery price gap, Walmart's competitive edge. While discount chains flourish, a deeper look at specific product pricing unveils a troubling economic reality. Consider this: a simple loaf of white bread at Walmart costs $1 compared to around $4 at a conventional supermarket like Publix and ShopRite. This stark price disparity not only reflects the state of American household finances, but also signals a seismic shift in the grocery retail landscape. The concept of trading down in consumer behavior has become increasingly prevalent as economic pressures mount. This phenomenon occurs when consumers, faced with financial constraints, opt for lower-priced alternatives to maintain their purchasing power. The price comparison between Walmart and Publix extends beyond bread, with Campbell's soup costing $1.72 at Walmart versus $2 at Publix, and a dozen eggs priced at $2.94 at Walmart compared to $4.34 at Publix. These significant price differences across everyday items illuminate the growing appeal of discount retailers in today's economic climate. Walmart's ability ability to offer sustainably lower prices is rooted in its vast and efficient supply chain, coupled with its formidable negotiating power over supplies. The retail giant's scale allows it to dictate pricing terms, often squeezing suppliers' margins to maintain low shelf prices. This strategy, while beneficial for consumers in the short term, creates a challenging environment for local businesses and smaller retailers who lack the resources to compete on price alone. The impact of these pricing strategies becomes even more pronounced when considering the broader economic context. Inflation rates for groceries and other essential items have outpaced wage growth, creating a widening gap between income and the cost of living. Over the past 3 years, grocery prices have surged by 30%, a rate that far exceeds the average increase in wages for many Americans. This disparity forces consumers across various income brackets to reassess their spending habits and seek out more affordable options for everyday necessities. The comparison between wage growth and the rising cost of living paints a sobering picture of the economic challenges faced by American households. As expenses for housing, healthcare, and education continue to climb, the proportion of income available for discretionary spending, including groceries, has diminished. This financial squeeze has led to a notable shift in consumer behavior, with an increasing number of shoppers prioritizing price over brand loyalty or shopping experience. Walmart's pricing strategy, when compared to other retailers, reveals the extent to which consumers are willing to adapt their shopping habits in response to economic pressures. The influx of higher-income shoppers to Walmart's aisles, a demographic that previously favored premium retailers, underscores the pervasive nature of this economic strain. This shift not only reflects the immediate financial concerns of consumers, but also signals a potential long-term transformation in retail preferences and expectations. The domino effect, Walmart's success as small business decline. The transformation in retail preferences comes at a price that extends far beyond individual shopping carts. As Walmart's reach grows, so does a concerning economic indicator, the rate of small business closures in its expanding territories. This statistic reveals a paradox at the heart of America's changing retail landscape, one that forces us to question the true cost of low prices. According to recent data, for every Walmart supercenter that's open, an average of 2 local grocery stores close within 5 years. This trend extends beyond groceries, with small businesses across various sectors experiencing a decline in areas where Walmart has expanded. The phenomenon, known as retail consolidation, has significant implications for local economies and community structures. The concept of retail consolidation refers to the concentration of market share among a few large retailers, often at the expense of smaller independent businesses. While this process can lead to lower prices for consumers, it also raises concerns about the long-term health of local economies. The conflicting narratives of consumer savings versus local economic vitality create a complex economic landscape that demands closer examination. Walmart's expansion has a multifaceted impact on local employment and wages. On one hand, the retail giant creates jobs in communities where it establishes new stores. However, these jobs often come at the cost of employment in small businesses that cannot compete with Walmart's pricing power. Furthermore, studies have shown that average wages in retail sectors tend to decrease in areas where Walmart has a significant presence, as the company's low-wage model exerts downward pressure on local labor markets. Small business sentiment and access to capital have also been affected by the rise of retail giants like Walmart. According to recent surveys, small businesses' optimism is at historic lows, with many owners citing difficulties in securing loans and maintaining cash flow. The demographic shifts in Walmart's customer base provide further evidence of worsening economic conditions. The influx of higher-income shoppers to Walmart's aisles indicates a broader trend of financial strain across various income brackets. This shift suggests that the economic pressures driving consumers to seek lower prices are not limited to low-income households, but are increasingly affecting middle and upper-middle-class families as well. Economic indicators beyond Walmart's aisles. The economic pressure felt across income brackets extends far beyond shopping habits. Consumers' savings rates have plummeted to their lowest point since just before the 2008 crash, mirroring a disturbing trend from the Great Depression. But how deep does this financial strain truly run? And what other parallels can we draw between today's economy and one of the darkest periods in American financial history? To fully comprehend the current economic landscape, we must examine a broader set of indicators beyond retail retail performance. While Walmart's success might suggest a thriving economy, other metrics paint a starkly different picture. Credit card delinquencies have spiked to the highest level since the beginning of the 2008 financial crisis, indicating a growing financial strain among consumers. This alarming trend suggests that many households are struggling to meet their basic financial obligations, resorting to credit to cover essential expenses. The disconnect between stock market performance and consumer financial health is particularly striking. Despite relatively strong stock market indices, the average American household is increasingly relying on credit cards to cover daily expenses. Many families struggle to keep up with the essential payments for food, rent, and utilities, highlighting a significant disparity between Wall Street's performance and Main Street's reality. An analysis of consumer savings rates provides further insight into the economic challenges faced by American households. The current savings rate is at its lowest level since just before the 2008 crash, suggesting that many households are depleting their savings to manage rising costs. This depletion of financial reserves leaves consumers vulnerable to economic shocks and unexpected expenses, potentially exacerbating the cycle of debt and financial insecurity. Housing affordability metrics reveal another troubling aspect of the current economic climate. In certain areas, home prices are significantly overvalued, with some neighborhoods in Florida showing prices that are 30 to 40% above long-term norms. This pattern is reminiscent of the 2007 housing bubble, raising concerns about the sustainability of current housing market conditions and the potential for a correction that could further strain household finances. Employment statistics also contribute to the complex economic picture. Unemployment rates have increased from 3.4% to 4.3% over the past year, with predictions that this trend will continue. However, these figures may not fully capture the extent of economic distress, as they do not account for underemployment or discouraged workers who have left the labor force. The quality of available jobs and wage stagnation in many sectors further compounds the challenges faced by workers. Inflation rates have had a significant impact on household budgets, particularly in essential categories such as groceries and housing. Over the past 3 years, grocery prices have surged by 30%. Far outpacing wage growth for many Americans. Similarly, rent burdens have increased in many urban areas, with a growing number of households spending more than 30% of their income on housing costs. This imbalance between income growth and the rising cost of living has forced many consumers to make difficult financial decisions, often prioritizing essential expenses over savings or discretionary spending. Conclusion: the confluence of economic indicators paints a sobering picture of the current financial landscape. Walmart's success, compared to falling consumer confidence and rising credit card debt, highlights the growing economic divide. The erosion of savings rates, coupled with inflation outpacing wage growth, echoes troubling patterns observed during the Great Depression. As the retail landscape continues to consolidate, the future of consumer spending and local economies hangs in the balance. The shift towards discount retailers across income brackets signals a fundamental change in consumer behavior that may persist beyond the current economic cycle. In light of these warning signs, individuals and policymakers alike must remain vigilant and proactive in addressing the underlying economic challenges to mitigate the potential for a prolonged downturn. Thanks for watching, and please make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed the video and watch this one as well.